second. Hey guys, what's up? It's me T coming at you with a quick little video in regards to organization and what to better do in your world to make your life flow a lot more better. So I have been wanting to create this, okay, for a very long time, and today's the day that it happened. And I'm grateful because I was not feeling good at all. I'm grateful to Spirit to basically, or my guardian angels to basically have transmuted, something negative into a positive so where I can redirect my energies. So, I was getting the house together for the next day and basically, and also for garbage day tomorrow. Okay. That's always a motivation for me because it's like, okay, so what do we have to let go of? Right. And with that being said, I do have so much to say behind this, so I will say it. This is for my grandma because my grandma really loved organization and beautifying things and just really kind of making things nice and neat. Okay. So her and I share that together, and I do want to honor her in this video. Um, if anything, I feel like she was able to be with me right now in this video. So I'm so grateful for that. Second, I wanted to show you this because this has been coming to me for a very long time in regards to my own laziness. Okay. So my own laziness and my mom, okay, living with my mom, I would piss her off because, and I understand absolutely why I would be like pissing her off about this is every time I would use a vacuum, I personally would just be so lazy and so like not wanting to actually clean out the vacuum cleaner bucket or whatever it is, right? The sucker bucket. And so long story short, this is the background story behind this. My mom has always insisted on keeping these are dryer sheets. My mom has always insisted on keeping them. And she's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to use them to clean." I'm like, "What the fuck are you cleaning with?" Like, I have no idea what you're cleaning them with. But well, long story short, I was like, "Okay, maybe I got to keep my mind open to it and see what happens." So, long story short, we have been collecting, never saw her use it once. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm going to stay open to it because honestly, there's something about it that maybe shouldn't go to waste. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, I said to myself, if I'm the fucking lazy one that doesn't clean the vacuums, it was like an epiphany. I like literally put you know how the dryer sheets are they're kind of similar to the filters, right? Like in a vacuum. So I basically put two and two together, and I was like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use these, right? I'm going to collect them, and you don't have to collect a whole bunch, but you collect, right? Whenever you do whenever you do your laundry, and collect them, and that'll help you to literally take out the dirt from the vacuums. And I think that's why I never even cleaned them, or like I waited for them to be cleaned because of the fact that I just was like disgusted by it. I'm like, I have to go grab gloves. I have to fucking go, there's just like a process to it. And when it's like dirty and you don't want to get dirty, you don't want to get involved in it. But at the same time, you do need to clean out those vacuum, buckets. And long story short, I always said, okay, and I know this is disgusting, but it's just being very real. I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure now that and that this was prior to creating this. I was like, okay, I have to make sure that like every week with the garbage being taken out, I have to remember to clean out the gross, vacuum sucker buckets. You know what I'm saying? And so long story short, I haven't been doing it, but I today I was feeling sad, and it was more so about my grandmother, so that's why I felt like I had to say that she was like with me, because she basically, since I was feeling sad and I felt like I had to transmute it into something, this was like the perfect time to create it. But also I found it really funny because it's a black it's a black bin, And it has a lot to do with grieving, okay? So it's like death, grieving, you know, endings, all that jazz, but also white, right? So as in new beginnings. So every time there's an ending, there's a new beginning. This is like kind of like the perfect symbolic thing to talk about right now. So, and who would have thought, right? So here's the thing. What took me so long is to find the right bucket, okay? The right bucket did not come. I wanted to use something more rectangular, but then I went outside to where we have kind of like a little arrangement of buckets, and I was like, let me see what's going on. So I thought it was going to be more of an organizational bucket that I use, but basically this one turned out to be, and I needed something with holes. I was like looking at different things with holes. This is one of those planter buckets, okay? So, and I feel that this is actually really nice because of the fact that it's just simple. It's put together. That's what I mean by beautiful, is put together and it does the job, okay? So what I did, because I'm not gross, guys, and I am teaching everybody else not to be gross, is basically what I did is I cleaned this, you know, the dirt out of this, you know, pop bucket or whatever was in it. I dried it off. I put a liner in it because that's what you do to garbages, okay? You put a fucking liner in it. And if it's not one, then it's two. One being the liner and two being the dirty, you know, the one that takes the dirty stuff, okay? This one was not all too intense because these are essentially clean, okay? But also, rule of thumb is if you fucking wash something, right? If you wash something, you don't want to have to keep washing it. Hence, the clean protector, okay? That's basically the rule of thumb. So long story short, I came up with this idea, and I don't know if I just mentioned it, so forgive me if I did. But basically, and I think I did, these reminded me of the filters inside of a vacuum, and I was like, you know what, and sorry that there's hair on it. We have like, I picked one up from the floor, and we have a dog, so it's gonna, I mean, it is gonna be what it is, you know what I'm saying? But long story short, I basically put this together after a very long time of wanting to put this together, because what it's gonna do is it's going to be housed. So basically you collect the dryer sheets, right, that you normally throw out, okay? And what you're going to do is, I don't want you looking at the floor, but what you do is you plop it next to basically your, like I'm going to just plop it. So I'm going to plop it right here next to the garbage. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this is the system. We're going to take this, and then we're going to, well, right now I have on top, because it's just me in the house for right now, I like put like a single bag thing up here. So, and also when I'm cooking, I don't want to touch anything. So basically these have fresh bags in them. That one's for the recycling, and this is the garbage, okay? And so basically I kind of did the same thing up on top so I can just throw these out on a daily basis. This is basically meant for like 2 or more people. So long story short, you don't have to look into my garbage, but I take that. I take the, I basically take, okay, so I take that and I take the vacuum bucket, and basically that'll be like my, well, I can also take obviously gloves, but I take that and I take, well, and ideally after this is all collected, like when there's a lot in it, I would take it outside, and then I would just use these to clean out the vacuum bucket and put it in there. But this all happens outside because the vacuum bucket is so disgusting that if anything falls out, like in regards to dust or whatever, you're still going to have to clean up around the area. So it's like, in order to not do that, you basically, whenever this is ready to go for garbage day or recycling day, both, right? You take this outside before you close it up. Then you take one of these with your vacuum and you dump it straight into here, and then you dump that into there, close it up. That's basically what you do. And then you take it outside and you literally, what's it called? You literally take out the garbaggio. All right. So that's basically what's going on. What was I going to say? Don't, So basically, yeah, so that's basically what I was going to say. This stuff on the side is kind of excess, like what is going to take too much room in here. And that right there is, I don't know what old people create sometimes, like for their own plants and stuff. I have no idea what to do with that unless it goes outside. But since my mom's going to be away for a while, I had to keep it in the AC because I don't know what is in there. It wasn't really told to me, like what it's being used for or anything like that. So that's why I kept that there. So that's really not supposed to be all that cluttered. But that bucket, and what I like about this little bucket is that basically it's black, so it matches this, and it fucking just flows. Now, my mom might be really pissed. Okay, when my mom comes back, this gets, I really get rid of this system. I get rid of that top system, right? Like the top system all around, you get rid of it, and you basically just start using the buckets. But for me, I like a more cleaner space, so I tend to take these out every night and just kind of start anew. Which, by the way, I will never be ungrateful for the plastic bags, because I'm going to tell you right now, plastic bags help a household that has an elderly person in it that really you have to have like liners. You have to have bags. So like I'm telling you right now, people are like, oh, it's going to go to waste and this, like, it's wasteful. It's never wasteful. In a household where you have people that are getting older, they need that for their diapers, essentially. People don't realize that. So please don't complain that these are ever going to waste, because ours, for instance, never go, while I'm around at least, will never go to waste, okay? So I'm just letting you know right now, because where are you going to put the diapers, essentially, if if you take these bags away? Where are you going to put them? You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to go somewhere. And just like with baby bags too, baby diapers, they have to go somewhere too. So I don't know what the solution is just yet. My whole thing is, until you find a solution, keep these fuckers around. That's what I'm trying to say. Also, P.S. I just have to note, and this is just something that I that I just have to say. Literally, I just have to say that today, and this is more so about my own discussion. You know what? Instead of looking at my things, give me 1 second, okay? Hold on. I'm gonna switch you over real quick. All right, I'm gonna just put you down for a second. So in regards to what I have to say about teaching today, all right? So my whole thing is, I put in the description Tina teaches, okay? Tina's teachings, or I don't know what I put in. But when it comes down to it, I looked into today to purchase or to look into how like a lease would work for myself in the future. And, I called, which is unconventional, but that's because I can't really get there. But also it's kind of a waste of time and energy. And in Florida, it's too fucking hot. And there's just like a lot of stuff that I was like not willing to go into the dealership for. And so, long story short, give me just 1 second. Long story short, I had a conversation with the woman who, again, unconventional, but she, I don't care, She basically was like, she was helping me answer the questions, and she was in the sales department. So I was like, okay, sounds good. And she was like pushing the sales. But it's interesting because when she was going on a rundown, hey, are you a teacher? And I was like, if YouTube is considered as a teacher, I am a teacher. And she was like, oh no, that's not how, she like laughed, and she was like, oh no, that's not how it works. And I was like, but I didn't say anything, but I wanted to say it here, like, first and foremost, to all the YouTube community and everybody who comes on here, and even the car dealerships, is to literally, you're going to have to change up your ways a little bit, because one day, and maybe it's going to be very soon, but one day, what do you think is going to pay for the freaking car to come off of your lot? It's literally, and YouTubers all over the place are essentially teachers, and they are purchasing your cars. They're making that much dough to purchase your cars and have them come off the lot. So if you're not giving them a discount of being a teacher, which, by the way, it's hard to be a teacher first and foremost. but then it's also the same kind of hardness, maybe if not more, to be a teacher on the entire freaking internet. So the whole thing is, because if it was that easy, everybody in the whole world would be doing it. um and it's not the truth, even though there's many YouTubers. I understand that, and I'm so proud of you guys. But that's what I wanted to say here now, is we have to kind of get it together and also be accepting that YouTubers essentially are teachers. Okay. Oh, that's what I wrote down. I whoops, you'll have to excuse how I wrote that. I meant Tina teaches. I meant to get rid of that apostrophe s. But anyhow, I did want to say thank you so much to those that really kind of tuned in. I really do appreciate it, especially when I was feeling low. I want to say I appreciate YouTube as well, so that I can come on and teach you a little bit of basically what I easily implemented in my life today, and what is going to work, and basically what is going to create a cleaner household. And me just basically telling you, I'm just grateful that I get to come on here to tell you about these things that, I don't think anybody has ever thought of, and especially not to be like wasteful when you don't have to be wasteful. You know what I'm saying? And the wastefulness, by the way, can happen at any tax bracket. I'm going to just put it like that. Any income bracket, tax bracket, wastefulness can happen at any one of them. So it's not just the rich, it's not just the poor, it's not, it's like, or like the poor isn't just the only ones doing it. You know what I'm saying? This really is something so simple that could be implemented in your household to then have a cleaner household. Now, my mom might not like it. She doesn't like a whole lot of things that I implement in the household. But I'm saying, like, it, I pretty much did the best that I can. I matched it up. I collected, where we had a mess in the laundry room, I collected the mess of dryer sheets. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really did try to implement the best that I can. Um, in order to actually help other areas in our lives as well. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in, even though it's seemingly a very boring thing to tune in on. But at the same time, you implement it, you're going to be so proud of yourself that you created this system for yourself, and that you didn't have to like hire help to do it. And you went outside, you grabbed a bucket, you put even these like pot liners, which are going to waste all the time too, in order to in basically a system, like you put it to good use as well. You know what I'm saying? So there's like, basically we combine two things that are never put to good use. Also, maybe even possibly three, because like what I used as a liner in this one is basically one of those fruit bags that you come home with. And so I use that as a liner, and and basically that I feel like is, it's fine. You know what I'm saying? In regards to where it is. So, obviously you can implement better things that, you can have it covered, but for right now, just to implement a good system, that's literally super perfect, and it works really well. So yeah, so thank you so much again. I really do appreciate it, and I really appreciate any and all gratuities that come my way in order to do it. In order to have shown up, I'm going to just say, not to do it, but in order to have shown up, I really appreciate it. And YouTube is one of my believable dreams that I feel like, I just need to kind of do it not only for you guys, but for myself too, so that literally, I can just express what I need to express, teach the world what I need to teach, and, use it as a creative outlet. So I enjoy coming to you guys. It's just that obviously, bitches gotta get paid from home. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so if you found any value to my videos, um, and or basically any and all clarity, organization, quality, truth being spoken, I curse a lot of my videos. This one especially because I'm having to vent out a lot of like just frustration possibly, and also just like grieving. You know, grieving happens, so that's gonna just come out naturally. But with that being said, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, and thank you again for offering up your gratuities towards my, you know, towards this specific video, towards my channel, towards me and my authenticity. Let's just put it that way. I really appreciate it. And especially organization. Yes, organization vibes. Like, yo, you saved, and that's what's so beautiful. Like, you guys saved thousands of dollars for somebody to implement, like, a, you know, like an organizational system that would better your life. You might as well just like put like, you know, a bubble tea amount or something along those lines, and or better, you know, towards my tippage, and I would really appreciate that. So anyhow, I love me some bubble tea. I love it, I love it, I love it. And yeah, and this way I get to show you more things that I you know, just plan on putting out there. So I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon, and take care, guys. Bye.